A Step into the Past Volume 25 Chapter 8. Book 25 Chapter 08, Surprise Attack. Early next morning, while disguised as Wu Guo, Xiang Xiaolong and Jing Jun led 50 specially selected Wu family warriors in boarding the fishing vessels in a stealth manner. Against the current, they sailed towards Yangdu. Because the guardians have to escort Wu Guo, who is impersonating Xiang Xiaolong and has to accompany Xiao Pan to Yangdu, they cannot participate in this mission. Ji Yanran has to escort Qinqing and cannot come along too. Meanwhile, Teng Yi is responsible for leading the Imperial Cavalry in securing Xianyang and exterminating the other 3 teams of assassins. With thick clouds covering the skies, it was drizzling non-stop. Wearing their raincoats, the 2 men Xiang Xiaolong and Jing Jun are sitting at the bow of the vessel and discussing the details of their assault. Xiang Xiaolong professed, "We only have 1 full day and 1 full night to carry out our plan. If we cannot kill Guanzongzi within this time frame, there will not be a second chance." Brimming with conviction, Jing Jun suggested, "After sneaking into Yangdu, we will immediately place Guanzongzi's hiding place under strict surveillance. When it gets dark, we shall move in and take his life." Xiang Xiaolong frowned, "However, I cannot decide if I should approach Nguxi for assistance. It may alert Lao Ai to our plans." Jing Jun proposed, "Why don't we seek 4th brother's help instead?" Xiang Xiaolong shook his head, "I do not want Ying Zheng to learn about this. Moreover, it will affect 4th brother's career development." Jing Jun exclaimed, "In this case, let's depend on ourselves. With careful planning, we can simply vanish after the deed. By then, Lao Ai would still be unaware that Guanzongzi is back and even perished in his territory of Yangdu." Xiang Xiaolong shook his head, "Nonetheless, Han Ji would quickly realize that something is amiss. To make things worse, this is Han Ji's territory. If we are planning to kill him as well, our risk will increase by several folds. That is why I am in a state of indecisiveness." Jing Jun belittled, "So what if he knows? Would he dare to tell Lao Ai about it? Furthermore, if he wishes to send word to Lu Bue, it can only happen 2 days later. Even so, his messenger may be intercepted by 2nd brother." According to their plans, when Xiao Pan leaves for Yangdu with his civil and military officials, Teng Yi's Imperial Cavalry will set up blockades on the river route and traveling roads between Yangdu and Xianyang, carrying out checks on all the travelers going in and out of the city. Xiang Xiaolong agreed, "I guess that's the best we can do." That same evening, Xiang Xiaolong and his men discarded the 2 boats and climbed ashore about 2 miles away from Yangdu. Slipping past the river security checks, they approached Yangdu on foot. Using falsified identification papers, they impersonated Qin citizens from other parts of the country. In different batches, they entered the city while posing as men from varying occupations. Once they managed to contact the Wu family warriors whom Tao Feng had planted in Yangdu 2 years ago, Xiang Xiaolong and his team concealed themselves in a common household near the south of the city. From there, they started their surveillance work. Yangdu is Qin's first capital city in the Guanzhong district. Situated at the merging point of River Wei and River Ji, it is a melting pot for the cultures of Guanzhong, Baishu, and Sigen. The location of Yangdu is strategic, with roads leading to Longnan, Hanzhong, Baishu, and many others. 150 years ago, the Duke of Qin selected Yangdu as his capital precisely because of this factor. On top of fortifying the area of Guanzhong, he can set the stage for world domination. In the future, Yingzhen's success in uniting the lands of Huaxia is due to Yangdu and Guanzhong's strategic and critical location. Although the capital of Qin has relocated to Xianyang, the ancestral temple of the royal family is still based in Yangdu. For all grand ceremonies, they must be held in Yangdu's ancestral temple. As the last line of defense for Xianyang, Yangdu plays an irreplaceable role since the founding of the state. Yangdu is home to several majestic palaces. Among them, Dachan Palace and Kainian Palace are the most magnificent. Presently, Dajhan Palace has become the residence of Zhu Ji, while Kainian Palace is designated to be Xiao Pan's temporary residence for his coronation trip. Arriving at Yongdu, Xiang Xiaolong is able to have a first-hand experience of Lao Ai's grandeur. The soldiers of Yongdu are dressed in military uniforms with a golden band around their collar, portraying an air of extravagance. Besides dressing differently from the usual simple-looking Qin soldier, the Yongdu guards are behaving in a brazen, condescending manner. Nguxi's garrison has obviously failed to gain control over the entire city. For the time being, only the south gate near River Wei, the road leading to Kainian Palace and Kainian Palace itself is under his jurisdiction. With Zhu Ji backing Lao Ai and before their open confrontation, even Xiao Pan is powerless against this fake father. Of course the situation will be totally reversed when the indomitable and Master General Wang Jian enters the city. Regardless of their self-glorifying titles, Lao Ai's 30,000 rebels will be like cows being sent to the abattoir. The only viable threat is Guanzongzi's secret assassination team. And Xiang Xiaolong's current mission is to move one step ahead of them, uprooting and annihilating them before they could carry out their plot. Furthermore, he has to complete his mission without alerting Lao Ai. Otherwise, he would be collateral damage. It is nearly 7 p.m. and the sky is still drizzling when a report came in. Disguised as a commoner, a lone Guanzongzi has just left his hiding place. Guanzongzi and Xiang Xiaolong share a common drawback. Irrespective of their disguise, the observant would be able to identify them from their aura. Xiang Xiaolong decisively gave the order to begin their mission. With Jingjun and the 50 warriors, Xiang Xiaolong disembarked at a quiet and lonely alley near the selected residence before removing their outer coats that is concealing their equipment and night suits. The 50 warriors swiftly divided themselves into 10 teams of 5. Borrowing the cover of the walls and nightly shower, they snuck into the residence. The activities of the residence are limited to the occasional strongman traveling along the corridor. None of the faces are familiar to Xiang Xiaolong or Jingjun. This particular residence is divided into 5 parts. In the center, there is a sky well and sheltered walkways provide the link between them. Once everyone is in battle position, Xiang Xiaolong, Jingjun, and 2 teams of warriors cloaked themselves among the flower bushes beside the main hall. The illumination of lanterns and human voices are transpiring from inside. A warrior crept to the window and stole a peep before tiptoeing back and reporting, "There are 5 men inside the hall and 2 of them are armed. They are clustered on a mat at the east side of the hall, sitting rather close to the window." Xiang Xiaolong quizzed in a deep voice, "Are there any womenfolk?" Another warrior who had peeped into the hall replied, "I noticed 2 female maids." Xiang Xiaolong was greatly troubled. Originally, he had wanted to kill every living soul within this dwelling. In this kill or be killed scenario, there is no room for compassion. But how could he bear to kill these defenseless women? He sighed with a breath, "Kill all the men. Capture all the women. We will deal with them afterwards. Tell everybody to wait for my signal." 4 of the warriors left to execute his command. Within a minute, Xiang Xiaolong's instructions have been communicated to everyone. They will act once they hear Jingjun's pre-arranged 3 continuous bird calls. On the first wave of bird calls, Jingjun and the warriors rapidly dived out from the flower bushes and stationed themselves at their allocated window or door. The bird calls are broadcast again. Sounds of door breaking and windows shattering reverberated throughout the residence. For the main hall, Jingjun was the first to break through a window. Before he even landed on the ground, he unleashed a flurry of arrows around him, heralding the start of a close combat sequence. An arrow pierced the throat of a man near the window and he collapsed at once. As the other men scrambled to their feet in horror, they were simultaneously hit by at least 3 arrows, tragically dying on the spot. It is not known if Bian Dongshan is one of them. From the rear courtyards, dreadful shrieks were heard, but they are quickly replaced by silence. Minutes later, 10 warriors escorted a lady who is carrying her baby son in her arms and 4 female maids who are shocked out of their wits to Xiang Xiaolong and Jingjun who are standing in the center of the hall. Xiang Xiaolong and Jing Jun exchanged a look. The lady turned out to be Lu family's third mistress Lu Niangrong. Although there is no trace of blood on Lu Niangrong's face, her eyes are brimming with determination and blazing with extreme hatred. In her arms, the child is peacefully playing with his own collar, completely oblivious to the oncoming catastrophe. Clenching her teeth, she viciously swore, "Go ahead and kill us. Dad will definitely avenge us." Never in his wildest dream did Xiang Xiaolong anticipate the presence of Lu Niangrong. Momentarily, he was stunned into silence. After all, he is still feeling apologetic towards Lu Niangrong and would not extend his hatred for Lu Bue onto his daughter. Jing Jun icily smirked, "Revenge? Humph. Your father can barely fend for himself, how can he hope to protect you? If you are feeling unjustified, you can only blame it on yourself for being his flesh and blood." A with tilde A with circumflex pound A cent A euro A with circumflex A cent A euro A with circumflex A with tilde A with circumflex pound A cent A euro A with circumflex A cent A euro A with circumflex. Lu Niangrong furiously challenged, "Shut up! Who gave you the right to speak to me like that?" Xiang Xiaolong extended his hand just in time to prevent Jing Jun from slapping Lu Niangrong. Softening his tone, he examined, "What brings third mistress here?" Lu Niangrong coldly grinned, "My affairs are none of your concern." The Wu family special forces members instantly flared up and grunted menacing. Once Xiang Xiaolong gave the green light, they would hack her to pieces. Simultaneously, the 8 legs of the 4 maids turned into jelly, and with a series of ku dong sounds, the maids collapse onto the floor, and one of them was so shocked she fainted on the spot. The baby started to cry with a high pitch. Signaling his men to hold their ground, Xiang Xiaolong sighed, "Putting aside all other matters, isn't third mistress worried about the infant in your arms?" Lowering her head to pacify her treasured baby, Lu Niangrong's face is streaming with hot tears. In a pitiful tone, she grieved, "If Zongzi is dead, life has no more meaning for us, mother and son." At this juncture, someone reported, "Target is reaching the residence soon." Lu Niangrong resolutely raised her head and faced Xiang Xiaolong, her pretty eyes radiating with a pleading expression. In fact, Xiang Xiaolong's anguish is not inferior to hers. He had promised Xiaopan that he will present Guanzongzi's head to him at the coronation ceremony. Now that he is facing Lu Niangrong mother and son, he cannot harden his heart. Xiang Xiaolong has promised Xiaopan that he will present Guanzongzi's head to him at the coronation ceremony. Now that he is facing Lu Niangrong mother and son, he cannot harden his heart. He does not have the luxury of time to slowly contemplate the situation. Xiang Xiaolong ordered, "Miss Lu, please take a seat." To Lu Niangrong, he added, "Should third mistress try to shout a warning, brother Guan will certainly die tonight." Do you trust me, Xiang Xiaolong?" Hearing his words, Lu Niangrong was taken aback while Jing Jun frowned with disapproval. Struggling to say something, he eventually kept quiet. Under the light drizzle and night breeze, an unprepared Guanzongzi stepped over the ledge into the courtyard. By the time he realizes something is amiss, Xiang Xiaolong and Jing Jun had mugged him from the left and right, overpowering him in an instant. Recognizing his prowess, the warriors disarmed him. When they are about to bind his hands, Xiang Xiaolong motioned them to stop. He inquired, "Why didn't brother Guan inform little brother that you are back?" From his voice, Guanzongzi realized that he is Xiang Xiaolong. He demanded in a deep voice, "Where is Niangrong?" Xiang Xiaolong sighed with a breath, "Sister-in-law and your son are safe and sound. Let's talk inside." Noting the capture of Guanzongzi, Lu Niangrong instantly broke down and wept incessantly. Glancing bitterly once at the mother and son, an exasperated Guanzongzi sat down at a faraway corner as indicated by Xiang Xiaolong. Crestfallen, he surrendered, "Although Guanzongzi, is unwilling to admit defeat, I must say that I am certainly not your, Xiang Xiaolong's, match." Subsequently, he lowered his head and pleaded, "Can you let them off? I only ask for an honorable death." Xiang Xiaolong is feeling touched. For the first time, he can feel this formidable nemesis treating Liu Niang wrong mother and son with true love, explaining his subservient and begging tone. Furthermore, this is definitely not an appropriate time, but still, Liu Niang wrong risked her life to meet up with Guan Zongzi, clearly demonstrating their loving relationship. As Xiang Xiaolong pondered, Jing Jun interrupted, "Third brother. I wish to have a word with you." Xiang Xiaolong shook his head, "Let's talk later. I understand your concern." Turning to the vulnerable Guan Zongzi, Xiang Xiaolong grilled, "Brother Guan should recognize the fact that your father-in-law's days are numbered and Lao Ai cannot amount to much. Brother Guan, what are your plans?" Guan Zongzi shuddered once. Lifting his head to face Xiang Xiaolong, his eyes glowed with utter disbelief. Jing Jun panicked, "How are we going to answer to Crown Prince?" Regaining his composure, Xiang Xiaolong plainly decided, "I know what to do." "Brother Guan, you have yet to tell me about your plans." Guan Zongzi exhaled once, "Brother Xiang is not afraid that I may send word to Imperial Uncle or Lao Ai." Xiang Xiaolong replied, "That is why I must get Brother Guan to promise me that you will not do so. Anyway, I will escort sister-in-law and Brother Guan separately from Yangdu. Both of you shall sail to Chu. By then, even if Brother Guan wishes to send word, it would be too late. Without anyone working with you, Brother Guan is like a single hand that cannot clap, all your efforts will be futile." Looking once at his wife and son at another corner, Guan Zongzi's eyes started to shimmer with unbounded tenderness. Shifting his gaze back to Xiang Xiaolong, he stretched out his giant hand. Xiang Xiaolong reached out and gripped his hand firmly. In a sincere tone, he wished, "Brother Guan, bon voyage." His two eyes turning slightly red, Guan Zongzi lightly thanked, "Even though we have always been enemies, Brother Xiang is the man I, Guan Zongzi, admire most. Thank you." That night, the residence where Guan Zongzi is hiding erupted into a sea of inferno. After the fire has been put out, more than 30 male corpses were unearthed. To Lao Ai and his men, it is a complete mystery. Only Han Ji knows the truth. Scared out of his wits, he deserted Lao Ai and fled Yangdu. Since then, there is no news of him. Early next morning, accompanied by Jing Jun, Xiang Xiaolong, who is disguised as Wu Guo, finally contacted Nguxi. Together, they await the arrival of Qin's crown prince, who is currently traveling along the Yellow River and will subsequently be coronated 3 days later.